everyone. Good morning in San Diego. This is our Sunday sharing. I have very honored to introduce you Joshua Goldstein. Is one of my very favorite friend and also my big brother. He is continuing practice balance method more than 15 years. I remember at the very beginning of the arrival of the San Diego around 2005, and I was at Dr. Tan's seminar, and Josh shows up. Tall, handsome young man. I was so excited to meet him. That was like 15 years ago. I was still young and beautiful at that time. And then now look at us. We are all seasoned practitioner. I cannot believe I did acupuncture for as a profession. Anyway, that's how I met Josh, but I like you to join me to welcome Josh to our Sunday sharing. By the way, every one of you, whoever is already waiting at the Facebook, we are already on. Please share this with everybody. Um, Also, please let me know where you're from. Lars always from Norway. He always here champion to watching us. Francis Lozada. Oh, Anna de Lopez here. She sent you a heart. And Hiroko also watching. So every one of you, whoever is watching, please go up and put your name and tell me who you are and where you're from. Same thing as Josh. If you want to share your interview on the Facebook, go ahead. You can do that. So now, thank you for everybody joining me. So now let me tell you all about who Josh Goldstein is. So now let me introduce you. Joshua Goldstein begins his journey and interest in the Asian healing method as a late teenage age. When he started researching microbiotic diets to support his mom, who was soon to be diagnosed with ovarian issues. Josh's mom fought for her condition with combination of the mind body technique, shiatsu, health dietary system, which was crystallized by the Josh's lifetime desire to help others with Eastern healing method. Today, Josh inspired his patients embrace shifting his lifestyle and their thinking so they can make positive, long-lasting changes in their life. He is licensed in New Jersey and New York, having receiving his training from the Pacific College of Oriental Medicine in Manhattan at the master degree of the Chinese medicine degree. He also holds a diplomat in acupuncture and Chinese herbal medicine through the NCCAON, National Certification Commission for Acupuncture and Oriental Medicine. Let's welcome Josh to join us today for our Sunday share. Welcome, Josh.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much, Eileen. It's a real homecoming to see you again and to be here.
I know you. I remember those good times we were at the San Diego. We were at the beach at the Mission Bay. We walk around.
That's right.
And you're dancing with Tai Chi when you're walking. I was pretty impressed when you're doing that. And also, you impressed me with Mung Bean in Chinese.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah. He said Lü Dou. I was like, are you speaking really good Chinese to me? I think that's how the Chinese medicine practitioner impress Asian woman, Chinese girl with their own language.
Yeah, Eileen, you should write a whole book on that.
Yes, I will. So Josh, please tell me, how did you starting to in contact with Dr. Tan's balance method?
Well, it was really funny because in 1999, if I'm not mistaken, Dr. Tan had advertised in Acupuncture Today, and he was doing a class on balance method for respiratory disorders. Now, I've never seen Dr. Tom before, but I was interested in going. And so the backdrop to this whole story was I graduated school for about a year now, and I was working in a rehab center, and they were giving me all sorts of difficult cases, failed surgeries, spinal fusions, frozen shoulders. And they're like, let's see what this acupuncturist can handle. And I got to tell you, I would do a lot of poke and pray, and these people would get off the table and they'd be like, how's your pain? And they'd look at me with sunken eyes and they go, so after doing that for about 8 months, I got very discouraged because I was only getting like 30% results in the clinic. I almost thought of quitting because I didn't feel I could be ethical and helpful enough to keep people coming. So when I saw this class, I had tried 3 or 4 other different systems in an effort to just try to find something that worked. And so when I went to the class, it was really interesting. He wasn't doing anything on the lungs for respiratory disorders. So I was like, all right, that sounds interesting. But then he did his dog and pony show. You know, the part where the people come up and then you treated them and he got them. And he was just doing this totally unscripted. These people were clearly not someone he paid to come to the seminar. And he was treating them for pain. Now, this is a respiratory disorder class. And he's getting them better. And I'm like saying, whoa, there's an application for pain here? I got to learn more. So I got so excited because this is exactly my problem. And he was treating these people in chairs, unscripted, and he's going one after another, and he's treating their pain. And they're feeling less pain.
Really?
So all of a sudden, that little spiritual part of me started to just warm up again. I said, well, maybe I can actually go back and treat people with pain better, because that's basically how we have to gain people's trust. We have to get patients' trust by showing them we can treat their pain, and then hopefully be able to change other parts of their life.
Yes.
And that's how I met Dr. Tan.
Oh. And then do you remember when you were in school that you have a copy of Dr. Tan's book, and what happened to that?
Okay, I actually didn't have a copy of his book. I was actually a second-year intern, and the person who I was interning with, a woman named Beverly, showed me these secret photocopies. And in the secret photocopy was a point called Lingu. And I'm like, whoa, this is not a point we had in class. And we were treating this really hard sciatica type patient. We were doing local points and distal points and Lingu points. And I said, this looks really weird. I'm going to make a copy of this and walk around with it. And maybe one day I will find out what the rest of this book looks like, because I don't know how to use this point. I don't know how to make it work. It looks like large intestine 4. Where's the magic?
Right?
Yeah.
And I don't think the story finished there.
Okay, what part did I?
You were telling me that the whole story that you finally find the book, and then Dr. Tan charged you $24 for the book. That
Oh,
you're
yeah.
thinking just only a few points, so why do I have to pay for it?
Yeah,
And
like
what
I
did
was
you
like,
do
wait a
after
minute.
that?
This only has
Tell
10
the truth.
points. Why is
Yeah.
it 10 points? Why do I have to pay for this? This book is very sparse. But Dr. Tan's strategies, he later told us, was he first show us the points, and then he teach the theory behind it.
Therefore, after Josh meet Dr. Tan, maybe 4 or 5 years later, he finally purchased the book.
I finally purchased the book.
Yeah,
And he signed it.
Yeah, exactly. That book is
And
worth a lot of money, Josh.
yes, it is.
Yeah. So
I also, when he was one of the seminars, he asked me to hold on to like 400 books of his. So for like 5 years, I had a designated space in the basement of my mom's house,
Right.
and it was raised up so no water could get there. And every time we come to the East Coast and give a seminar, I throw the books on my back and come in. So I went from a photocopy of one book to having 400 books.
Yes. Photocopy of the one page first.
The one page, right. And then it expanded to like a whole library of the same book. Pretty funny how that worked out, actually.
That's right. Then how did you meet me then?
Oh, that was really interesting. I met you before I actually met you. There was actually a catalog of a specific type of needle from a company called Helio, which Eileen's sister owned. And Eileen was on one of the pages in the book as a model showing a space blanket cover. And I don't know, for some reason, I looked at that picture and I said, I don't know how, I don't know where, I don't know why, but I'm going to meet this person, that model on that picture. And then I met you in Dr. Tan's seminar in San Diego when he had his first or second conference, I think in 2001 or 2, maybe later in 4 when I met you.
Maybe.
No, it was later. I didn't come to him till like 2001 or 2. He saw that I was contributing a lot on his forum,
Yes.
and he invited me to come do a presentation.
That's right. That's right. That's right. You got invited to present the presentation. That's absolutely correct. Then I saw your presentation. It blew my mind. I was like, wow. And then Dr. Tan did use your presentation. He treated the patient the way that you presenting about a month. And
I didn't know that.
I know because I was there. So I
there.
I think he really likes it.
I didn't know he used my treatment.
Oh, no. Remember the knee, this and this knee as a center point and you yin yang on it. Yeah.
Yes.
So are you going to, maybe we should have you tell the story next time.
Sure.
The case study. That's so very, yeah, I remember that case study. Yeah, because the background story about that, because Dr. Tan has a lot of students and everybody was coming into his seminar. So he decided at a Sunday morning, he has all the students submitted the paper to have that as a presentation, so they can get their name out there, and then they can receive one day of the seminar for free to come to the seminar. Remember that? I never heard of it that he would give out any seminar for free. Remember? So he was doing that. So there's a lot of students come in, and then that's how I saw Josh with that very fantastic, mind-blowing new style of the way that balance method can be. So thank you very much for sharing for that. But I'm sure one day when we can start meeting with each other, then I will inviting people to come over to do the presentation too and give a 1-day free seminar. Sound good? Will you come in?
Sounds great.
Will you come to join us?
I would love to.
All right. So what else that you are hanging out with Dr. Tan that you want to share with us?
You know, the one thing that he said to me was that he was giving a seminar in Massachusetts, and there was the day or the weekend where his house burned down.
Oh, that's 2006, yes.
The 2006. And he says, I could have left, but I could replace everything in that house except those ancient books that I had. And then he said, but now I have information here, so maybe it's time to just write another book so other people can benefit from it. And then he said something that was just so touching. He said, I'm not going to hold back. And, you know, as we know, in school, people held back. They didn't teach us the whole thing. We didn't understand how to connect the dots because they're missing a vital piece of information. And Dr. Tom was just so freely giving of his time. And he says, I'm going to give you everything. And I'm going to give you like a crumb. And maybe you'll develop something so great out of this. You'll make a golden bar of gold that we can all benefit from. And it was just that give and take and just totally being open and sharing, which was really beautiful. And it touched my heart and made me want to keep learning and giving back more. And you embody the same thing, Eileen, except you have um, a bigger smile and you have a louder voice and you don't need a microphone, but you know, you really touch on a lot of people's hearts, and I just see you blossom and grow, and it just was so heartwarming to see that continuation.
Oh, thank you so much, Josh.
No,
By
and I
the
mean that
way,
from the heart.
oh, thank you, thank you. By the way, I'm gonna have my book out, book number 2. So I will send you one. Please don't make copies.
No, you could send me all 400 of them. When you have a seminar out here, I'll throw them on my back and I'll walk over to the club.
Okay, I will do that. Okay, and you're gonna have a little space for me in the basement of your mom's house.
Oh, that house has been razed down and destroyed. She moved. But we'll find you a nice place.
Thank you.
You
So
will.
Anna De Lopez is commenting that yes, the giving the pieces of the brick to bring back the jade. That's what Jia Han says. 抛砖引玉. Same thing as you're saying that he was talking about. Yes, I remember 2006 his house burned down. That it was really sad. We were both in Germany when we fly back, and then we got this message. And Mrs. Tan, Fang Fang, remember? And she called Dr. Tan, says everything's gone. And Dr. Tan says, let me cancel the class, let me come back and to help. And Mrs. Tan is really tough. She says, don't come back because I have no place to house you, number one. Number two, you might want to go make more money because we need to build a new house.
Yeah, but think about that. How many people would stay at a seminar when the house burned down? And Dr. Tan stuck it through, and he was very calm about it. He wasn't hysterical. It's just a way of looking at things in a very third party perspective. Just amazing.
Yes. And also, Antonio from Costa Rica is watching, and then Rick from Belgium is watching. So you know you have a lot of people watching you. And in a few minutes, that we're going to ask you to give us a very nice case study, that fun cases that you like, that you can share with us. And also, before I have that starting to share with you, with everybody, on the December, first week of December, the advanced track is 4-day seminar will be on, and it's already online that you can register for the classes, but you're going to be live streaming. If we're gonna uh, come down from the purple tier for the COVID, then we also welcome in person, but we can have only 5 person in person to come here to the classroom in San Diego. So if you're interested for the class for the advanced track, we have Meridian Conversion day 1, day 2 is 5 element, day 3 Dr. Tan 12 magical, day 4 is the smart combo. So if you're interested, please register. You can also register for the day, or you can register the whole weekend. Thank you very much. I know, Josh, you already took the classes.
Yes, it was funny because
Many times.
I was scanning all my CEUs for like 12 years during COVID. I had like 28 classes that I've taken that I actually have a paper for. The others I just did without it. It's just
Yes.
amazing. So,
It's
and
a lot of,
I always learn. That's why I keep going back more. I always relearn something, even if I think I know it all. You know, there's just more nuances and more specifics that you really get stuck on that can really be cleared up.
yes. That's why I talk to you guys, I meet you guys all the time. That's why we become a very good friends.
Yes.
All right, now we have very short little time left over. Now is the final time that we're gonna have a case study from Josh. Everybody clap, Josh.
Yeah, I don't know if it, well, I thought you said you wanted to have a fun case study. So the best one that comes to mind is a guy I was friends with in Pacific College when he was still an intern. His name is Charles, and he treated a guy who had really bad pain when his from this patient who had when you would get an erection. And so he was married. Yeah, that's right. He
What?
was married to a Playboy bunny. And for years, he couldn't have sex with her because he had so much pain when he tried to have sex. And so he asked Dr. Tan what to do. So Dr. Tan told him to image the penis and find the exact spot of tenderness on the nose, because the nose is an image, a direct image of the penis. And so he told his patient, I'm going to treat you differently today. And so he put a few points in his nose, and this person had pain all the time. It wasn't just when he was having sex, just severe pain. And it would just magnify every time he'd try to have sex with his wife. So he treated him, pain goes away. He says to him, look, you promise me that you will not have sex with your wife until we resolve this problem, or the pain is going to come back. And he said, yeah, I swear, I promise. I'll see you on Monday. Patient comes back on Monday in the clinic. He's doubled over. He could barely walk. He has a cane. And he says, what happened? And he says, well, I came home and the rest was history. He was in so much pain because he couldn't wait. You didn't wait. I told you to wait. And of course he didn't, because he was the first time this man was without pain and he wanted to be with his wife. So he used a very simple image to treat a very difficult and sensitive area with great results.
Can I ask another question? Are you sure is the pain at the penis when he returned with the cane? Not because he did it so much, all his body aching and with the back pain.
I'm going to let you ask that question.
Oh, where's Charles? I need to ask a question. No, you can use the magic lingu.
That's right.
Yeah?
Correct.
Why not?
And you can go a little closer to the bone to image the area of the groin. And you can knead a little bit deeper than 0.3 to 0.5 to really get into that area. And I use it a lot. Yeah.
And you can also use the large intestine 3, large intestine 2, and large intestine 1 to treat the whole thing, because this is.
And you can use the dips and the usher over here. Correct.
Yeah. Oh my God, this could extending to so many things we can do. Other than large intestine, there anything else that we can use?
Let's not go there.
Remember, doctor, I was telling this imaging. I was so excited. I was so excited to hear that. I was like, let's do the nose. Let's do the eyes.
Yes. Very creative.
Yes, I told, but it works just beautifully. So that's why I always tell people, learning the imaging and mirroring is very important. You have to get that done, then you can treat everything. Sounds really good. Okay, give us another one. I like your case study.
Another case study? Yeah. The non-X-rated version?
We can talk acupuncture whole day. Come on, Jimmy, give me another one.
Okay, fine. Well, the first time I went back after his class, I was dealing with a person who had shoulder pain that was radiating into all the fingers. And now this is my first class. I go back to treat her, and she's literally in a gown standing up. And I imaged the area of pain on her shoulder in the area of the Shaoyang and the Yangming area on the foot. And I started with stomach 41 area in the joint, gallbladder 40, and all the areas in between. And she was going, I was saying, how's your pain? How's your pain? Oh, I still have pain. I still have pain. I said, raise your arm. And then she had that look in her eye, you know, that glint of look that she realizes she's out of pain, but she doesn't believe that it's possible yet. And then, of course, I added some more needles above that. That's when I was convinced that this system was very helpful and super positive. That's when she was convinced, after coming to me for 9 other visits, that maybe I
Oh,
started to know something.
wow, that's pretty good.
That was when I said, okay, now I have to really sit and learn this because there's some value to this medicine. This is what Chinese medicine must be about, or at least one portion of it.
So the step one that you identified
Step
the
one
pain is
was
large intestine,
identified the large
shoulder.
intestine and the sand because it was
Yeah.
radiating into all the fingers,
Oh
shooting
no.
pain. So I figured I would treat it at the source because she had difficulty with ranging her arm in lateral abduction and overhead reach and forward extension. And so we had to image on the opposite leg, and I did a reverse image. And I used the Yang Ming and the Xiaoyang. Very simple stuff, but I used it
Do you
and it
remember?
worked.
Do you remember at the time we were in the seminar that everybody's complaining and asking a question says, if we use the reverse imaging, can we change it to the same side of the leg?
Oh,
Remember?
that was about 3 years of questioning till he
Yeah, remember that?
really said we could. Yeah. Because Dr. Tom was still developing all this. Yeah. I think I just made a mistake and I just did it.
And it worked anyway,
And it worked anyway.
right?
Correct.
So Antonio from the Costa Rica concluding your treatment for the lingu, magical lingu. For the large intestine can treat the liver and the large intestine can treat the kidney for the genital area. So that's what he's trying to explain to everybody. Let's give him a thumbs up on the Facebook.
Correct.
Very good. All right. Thank you so much, Josh. Do you have any story you want to share with us? And thank you for keep on coming back to Dr. Tan's seminar. And this is our big brother. He is also in our WhatsApp group. If you're interested to ask him any questions, he can answer them over there. And he also working with Anna Di Lopo with the business acumen of a successful acupuncturist, which is the classes provided by the Academy of Acupuncture. Hopefully soon that we will have a new class coming out for 2021 with Anna Di Lopo, with all the elite practitioner in the balance method community. So
Great.
let's thank our big brother, Joshua Goldstein. He's been practiced for more than 15 years, I think.
More than 15 years.
Yeah. And then he practiced balance method only. And also, of course, he does a lot of herbal medicine. He's
Yeah.
also very, very good at herbal medicine. So hopefully in the future that if you meet with Josh, please say hi at the airport or something like that.
Yes. Not just at the airport.
He's very fun to hang out with. So thank you everybody for watching, and I will talk to every one of you soon. See you next
Thank you very
Sunday.
much. Nice to see everybody.
Yes. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, Josh. Love
You're
you.
welcome.
Bye.